Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 4th, 2017, and today is Friday. So looking at the economic calendar today, major news coming out at 2:30 South African time. We've got a bunch of Canadian numbers, but before that, obviously the USD non-farm payroll, which is a major number. Let's see what's happening in the markets and see how that's being affected. So we're looking here at the EURUSD, and guess what? We're another 100 pips up from yesterday. Actually 50 to 70 pips up from yesterday, excuse me. So we're breaking all-time year highs in this, as we mentioned yesterday, but the velocity is less. So I'd be more inclined to think that we're getting a little bit more cautious as the NFP coming out, and it would affect the Euro USD. So keep an eye on this for retracement today. Okay, that's my call. I would expect a little bit of a downward turn somewhere in the vicinity for a correction. Now, this may not come. Okay, this may even pop up to 120. So just just be really open-minded about it, because it's really hard to, anticipate these type of moves, especially, as things come out. Look at this. I mean, this is a 800 pip move for over less than a month and a half. So, this is really as special as when we had the correction in 2014. So just realize that this is happening, and this may, change things for the landscape of where we're trading in the trading range for the Euro USD. So keep an eye on this. I think we're going to retrace a little bit today, but I don't like going into a number with a position, especially if I don't feel comfortable with it. So, I wouldn't go into the number with a correctional move with a position, but I would wait to see if there's going to be a correctional move, as people book their profits after this long run. Now, if they anticipate that this is going to go much higher, then this may not even retrace a little bit today. So just keep that in mind. Looking at the GBPUSD, we had a rate decision yesterday. Markets didn't take it favorably for the Euro USD. We had mentioned that there was a little bit of a resistance up here, and sure and behold, we broke a little bit above it, but surely we faded it right away and we corrected it and then some. So what I like about this is that we're still above 130, okay, which is a major number for the Euro USD. So just to put things into perspective, this correction, although on a 4-hour chart looks a little bit more depressing, here it's not. Okay, we had this resistance at 132.39, and that's exactly what happened. We hit resistance. The fact that this rate decision was secondary, in my opinion. So just keep an eye on this today to see if we do retrace a little bit, some of it, and make some grounds back. Looking at the USD-Japanese yen, we've retraced to 110. The dollar's gotten weaker against the Japanese yen, and I anticipate that we're going to go back to 100. Okay, that's just the question is when and how. The Japanese economy is actually expanding, which is relatively a nuance for Japan, because it's been in a stagnation for a very long time. So I'd like to see a little bit of a correction here in the bigger picture. So keep an eye on that as well. Looking at the gold hasn't moved. Okay, the markets have gone up and gold has stayed steady, which lends to imply that gold is getting a little bit stronger. And if we do finally close this gap of 1300, we may find it even higher. Okay, that's my call here. So keep an eye on this today, especially as the number comes out. Oil retraced yesterday after making a correction from $50 a barrel. Crude inventories, retraced $1.50. Not a big deal, but something to look at. JSC, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, like a rock and like a rocket. We're at the second resistance level, and we haven't been here in quite a while, and we're there with a candle as opposed to a wick. And I'd like to see a little bit continuation here for us to say that we're breaking out higher. Okay, that's how big this thing is. Look at that. The economy in South Africa is expanding, and as such, the markets are showing you that they're expanding. And this is since 2008 until 2017 here. It's almost a decade worth of graph, and you see that we've been in this range for almost 3 years, and I'd like to see this break up above, and I think that we will further on in the year. Looking at the Dow Jones, all-time highs 21,977. Now, there's a difference between the Dow Jones futures and the Dow Jones index, and the index hit 22,000. The futures didn't hit 22,000 yet, which is implying that there's going to be a little bit of a correction. Now, it could be a 500-point correction, it could be a 300-point correction, it could be anything. So just be aware that, if you do buy it, just, have in your back of your mind that it may even go down. Looking at the DAX, we're dead. Okay, the DAX is really weak here, hasn't really traded up above and retraced from its all-time high about 700 points. So this is a little bit disconcerting. This may pull down the US markets a little bit further down. So just keep an eye on this as well as the markets resolve itself. Now, Canadian dollar finally bounced, and now it's at previous resistance, previous support, maybe subsequent resistance here at 25,780. So with the numbers coming out today, I think the USD CAD will be a little bit venturous to trade today, with the trade balance coming out and a bunch of different numbers coming out on the Canadian dollars, and then the NFP coming out on the USD. So I wouldn't trade this today, but just be aware of it if you do see something that, it corrects itself and decides to go further down. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.